What's good, everyone? So recently you guys have been showing some crazy support on my most recent top 5 videos, and I've been looking at you all's comments like usual, and it seems you all are wanting me to cover traits as well, so you already know I got y'all. So in today's video, I'm just going to be talking about the best traits you can have as an attacker or midfielder. So this includes striker, winger, center mid, center attacking mid, all that good stuff. Now, I will tell you guys this, I won't be treating this video as a list, mainly because you can't really rank traits since they all have their different play styles and ways you have to play with them specifically, so I'm not going to be doing that. And there's just not a lot of traits out there that are actually good. So instead of a list, I'll just be throwing some traits out there and talk a bit on how you can make the most out of it and why it's so good for attack. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So on that note, let's go ahead and begin this video. Okay, so first traits I'll be talking about, bunnies and long legs. I have these two grouped because they're pretty much the same thing in terms of why people use them and why they're good. So I'm gonna just group them together to just make it easier and shorter for you guys. So yeah, honestly, any weapon will work extremely well with 6'3 bunnies or 5'3 long strides. And honestly, if you're a new attacker to the game, I heavily recommend going with one of those traits, because not only do you have a high skill roof, you can also get really good at the game really fast if you utilize these traits correctly. The best use for bunnies is inside the box when you're trying to get past defenders with ease, and it's also extremely useful for catching high lobs. So if you want to be a striker, an actual striker, then go ahead and rock bunny 6'3 or something like that. Now, long strides is pretty much the same thing outside the box. It's good for easily maneuvering around opponents and taking entire defenses on your own, so this trait is best used for wingers and in some cases strikers as well. So yeah, that's about it for those traits. Now, I do want to give you guys a recommendation. If you guys are shooting to be the best of the best, I do heavily recommend you go 5'3 long strides. The skill roof on there is just much greater than 6'3 bunnies, because 6'3 bunnies, it's kind of just one-dimensional, you just lob it in the air, chest trap, lob it, chest trap, and whatnot. And you can dribble, you can find a way how to. I personally did, but if you're 5'3 long strides, it's just much easier, and it's much just better in general for maneuvering around opponents, getting past 1v1s and whatnot. It's just much better. All right, yeah, enough of that. Let's go ahead and talk about the best midfielder trait in the game, no look. So I'm going to say this right here and now. If you are a midfielder not rocking no look, you are most likely trash. If you do not have this trait at this current moment, I do not know what you're doing. If you're rocking ambidextrous, go ahead and spin it for no look, because no look is honestly so much better. And this doesn't only go for ambidextrous, this goes for literally every single other trait you can consider a midfielder trait. It's just so much better, it's not even close. And real quick, if you didn't know what this trait actually does, it pretty much just boosts your shot power by a lot when you're on shift locking. And if you're wondering what weapons go good with no look, honestly, you can use any weapon in the game because the trait is just good enough on its own, and literally all shooting weapons get a buff with it. But if you're wanting a weapon that goes hand in hand with it, then I'd have to say Riptide or Sword Screw. These two weapons work really well with this trait because you can extend your passes very far without losing control, and you can pretty much use any height you want in the game without losing too much power. And when it comes to actual attacking like wingers and strikers, like I said, it boosts literally every shooting weapon in the game. So if you can dribble and attack without long strides or bunnies, then it'll work perfectly fine. Alright, so the next trait we'll be talking about is an obvious one, and that trait is Predator Eye. So if you haven't been living under a rock, you probably already know how good this trait is for attack, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. So pretty much what it does is transform your Emperor shot, King shot, and Kunigami shot into an absolute missile. Nah, but for real though, it just makes your shots go completely straight for a long time, naturally boosting the crazy power these weapons already had. Emperor literally guarantees you a goal if the defense just leaves open the slightest blind spot, which is crazy. King shot is also made into an unblockable shot when you're in a 1v1 with the goalkeeper. And Kunigami is literally just turned into a cracked direct shot you can shoot from anywhere on the field. And when I say anywhere, I mean anywhere. It's kind of insane how crazy Kunigami Predator Eye is. So because of how much Predator Eye buffs these weapons, you can literally use this trait as a midfielder, winger, or striker. So yeah, y'all probably get the point. This trait is just really great, very versatile, and probably one of the best traits you can get as an attacker. Okay, so now we're kind of in that point of the video where we're pretty much done with the best of the best. Instead of doing the top 5 going from the worst to the best, this time I kind of went, backwards. So those traits I just talked about, that's the best you're going to get, okay? And some of you guys may be disappointed, but that's just how it is. There's not too many good traits in this game, like I said. But there is specific traits that do certain things for certain weapons that make them pretty insane. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about those specific weapons and talking a little bit on those playstyles. Okay, so first trait we'll be talking about in this portion of the video is Surf. And yes, I'm not kidding, Surf can make you absolutely insane if you pair it with the correct weapons, those weapons being Direct Shot and Emperor. So the whole gimmick behind why Surf is so good for attack is because you can just extend your offensive plays by a lot due to your extended slide, and the reason this works so well with Direct Shot and Emperor is because if you get a real nice throw in the box and you need to get there quicker, you can just slide and get a guaranteed goal off something that wasn't supposed to be a goal in the first place. And this is just the tip of the iceberg on what Surf is capable of on attack. You can do things like recover flicks, self-pass to yourself for a tap-in, get some real nice first touches in, and more. But once again, this is in the second half of the video because it's not something anyone can just go and use and go crazy with. So you got to be smart with your slide placement, and you also got to have some really good reaction time. Okay, so with that being said, we are on to our next and final good trait. And the trait I'll be talking about is Ambidextrous. Now, I know I talked down this trait earlier, and I wasn't wrong. This trait is 100% inferior to no look when it comes down to which is better for midfielders, but I will say the trait does have its uses with specific weapons like Direct Shot, Sword Screw, Riptide, and King if you can't get Pred Eye. So what makes Ambidextrous a really good attacking trait is not only does it power up your shot in a similar fashion to Kunigami, it also in a way extends your shot by a good amount, making the overall speed of the shot or pass last very long. So even though as a midfielder no look is a much better option, Ambidextrous is probably the better option if you're a forward or attacking midfielder, especially if you're wanting to attack efficiently with weapons like Riptide or Sword Screw. And also similar to no look, you can get away with using smaller heights like 5'3" and you know everything in the 5 foot range. But I will say, like, if you're gonna go a small height, I really do recommend no look. But yeah, Ambidextrous is just a very good, alternative if you don't like using the unshift lock button. But if you guys want to be a good player, I will break it to you. You need to learn how to unshift lock and pass with that and whatnot. So yeah, with that being said, that concludes our best traits for attackers and midfielders video. Let me know if you guys like the traits, if you guys tested any of them out. Let me know some of your input on traits, and if there's traits that I missed, which I probably didn't because there's not too many traits in this game. But I mean, hey, I could have missed something. Regardless of that though, you guys should be straight, especially with the first traits I talked about. Remember these traits I talked about in the second half. You got to do a little bit of training with that. You got to hit the lab. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing defenders soon. I'm not too sure when, but defenders should be a lot longer because most traits are for defenders compared to attackers, because majority of the attacking traits in this game is just straight up buns. Like half of them shouldn't have even been in the game. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and then maybe a tier list, maybe a trait tier list, and then I might give you guys a video on some traits and weapons to stay away from, because I've been wanting to do that for a while, because I am very sick and tired of seeing some of y'all use these trash traits. I don't know who's telling y'all some of these traits and weapons are good, but they are lying. But yeah, sorry for the long outro. Hope you guys enjoyed once again. Peace, and Discord is in the description below.